Hey guys, Johnny Thompson here. We have our performance analyst for Golf Ball R&D, Mr. Daniel Bladen.
How's it going?
Y'all know Martin Borgmeier, big triple diamond guy from what I hear.
Oh yeah, ever since it came out in the very beginning. I switched to it like the moment it came out, and it's been perfect for my driver, but also for all the other clubs.
So we're here to talk about the new Chrome Tour triple diamond golf ball. We're about the guy with all the head speed here to really push the threshold of distance with this golf ball. Daniel's going to explain why this thing performs the way it does. And I don't know if we need to talk anymore because I'm ready to see some bombs.
Let's hit some bombs,
And I'm sorry,
baby.
I shaved today. I didn't get the memo.
That's why you're in the middle, I guess.
Yeah. All right, let's hit some balls.
Oh! To me, there's nothing to improve on this golf ball. So, yeah, from my perspective, so what did you do? Why are you coming out with a new triple diamond in 26? Uh-oh. That might be
It's in the parking lot.
over the house. Dude, I ripped that. I actually did. Oh my God, these guys back there might be in danger.
Good thing we have this whole place rented.
Yeah.
If somebody would have just had the tower buzz there.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, that's a perfect ball for me.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to hit. I want to hit the tight cut. It's 1800 spin, 14 launch, 206 ball speed, perfect for on-course play. To me, there's nothing to improve on this golf ball. So, yeah, from my perspective, so what did you do? Why are you coming out with a new triple diamond in 26?
Well, the thing that we launched, we also launched Chrome Tour and Chrome Tour X this year with the Tour Fast Mantle, and we got a lot of feedback from consumers saying, hey, what about triple diamond? And so it's like a very easy answer to say, hey, let's put the Tour Fast Mantle into the triple diamond to also take one of, if not the fastest balls that we make and make it even faster.
Yeah, how do you make it legal?
Well, I mean, that's the secret sauce, and we can't necessarily give that away, but we work very hard to make sure that we can, one, deliver more ball speed while still maintaining performance.
Yeah, and I mean, this ball has been performing like crazy for me, especially on the drives. I can just completely disregard spin. So that's the main thing for me, obviously. I'm already at 6 degrees aloft. And well, club speed's around 145. Sometimes when I push it on course, 150, and that's going to make the ball spin.
Yeah.
But the combination of the triple diamond head and the triple diamond ball is just perfect, and I can completely ignore it. It's just great. Yeah. It's just so much fun. Mind if I hit one?
Oh, please, please. I can tell you're chomping on the bit.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh goodness, that might be on the green. That might actually be on the green.
So Martin, when we came out with the triple diamond in 2025,
Yeah.
obviously we knew you would enjoy more speed.
Yeah.
But you play golf. You're not just hitting bombs every single day. You're like,
It would
you're
be
also
boring
playing golf.
at some point.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you saw with spin, like throughout the bag. Like,
Yeah.
You've been just a huge proponent of this golf ball for your game, but tell us a little bit more. Like, we know the driver, it's long, spins down, but tell me about the rest of the game.
Yeah, everybody's thinking driver when they hear triple diamond, but actually for me, the main thing is short irons and wedges.
Yeah.
Because what I see a lot with other golf balls on like 9 irons to like maybe 50 degrees on full swings is they land on the green and then they suck back like 10 yards. And I just cannot control spin because they overspin like crazy and also balloon like crazy then. And with a triple diamond, I could just hit it like a normal shot and the ball would react like a Chrome Tour or Chrome Tour X for another player. So that was the main thing for me. I can control the spin, but around the greens, it's still responsive, right? So I can still hit my nippy shots. I can still hit the flop shots that don't run out like crazy. So that was actually the main thing for me, short irons and wedges.
Yeah. And then tell me a little bit about, like, you play golf with a lot of guys that hit it pretty far.
Yeah.
When you got the new triple diamond golf ball, how many guys did you like tell them right away, like, hey, I got this new golf ball and it goes far? Or did you just let them kind of be like, dang, why is Martin's pumping it today?
No, I was trying to keep it a secret for a little bit. But I mean, at some point it came out because especially the ball speed increase. It was immediate, right? And people were like, how the heck did you do that, right? This seems so hard, like 5 years ago, right? Just pushing 230 ball speed like nothing, right? Nowadays, that's the new 220, and Chrome Tour Triple Diamond was the main reason for it.
I can't imagine, going into this year now, we're giving you the 2026 Triple Diamond golf ball, which is faster than the 25, and then you got a Quantum Triple Diamond driver with Triforce face, where we've gained speed just off of the face alone. Had to be a pretty good year for you.
Oh, absolutely. And with this driver in hand too, I'm so confident about dispersion.
Yeah.
And as soon as that's not on my mind anymore, man, I can just go out and pump it, and the spin rate is just going to happen automatically.
Well, I remember Palm Springs first reveal. That was the one thing you were freaking out about, was you were just pumping drivers. You're like, that thing is fading every single time. I didn't hit that good. It had the right amount of fade. So
yeah,
kind of a good combo. Super fast and super forgiving.
Yeah, and also like just the curvature is so much less on mishits, especially, right? Because at my speeds, I'm not always going to hit it in the middle of the face. I'm still going to be fast, but the dispersion is the main thing. If I would hit it off the planet every time I miss a shot, my confidence would be down here. But with this combination, I'm just going to pump it this year.
All right, let's stretch this thing to the max here.
Want to give it a rip?
I want to see like
okay, let's give it a rip.
Last ball. You already got one in the grid.
Oh! Wow. That's going to be over the green possibly. It's right at the flag, dude.
It's in that dude's backyard.
Wow.
Don't tell him though, okay? So now we're right around 210 ball speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think with a couple more balls, I could easily push it at 220. And well, is that necessary on the course? I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's not the main thing. The main thing for me is really, this ball is going to perform without me really pushing it hard, and it's going to provide the right spin rates and work around the greens, and that's why it's my golf ball.
Yeah.
All right, Martin, let's see. We saw some big ball speeds
Yeah.
with the driver. I want to see some flighted wedges, because we talked about we need this golf ball to be great everywhere.
You really want to challenge me today,
I
right?
do. I want to see these.
Let's see some flighted wedges.
Flash of the hands here.
A couple of years ago, I didn't even know the words. Yeah. Okay. So this is a 60 degree.
Yeah.
And I would try to hit this right around 80 yards. So what I want to see with a golf ball hitting into green 100 yards and in is a lower ball flight that's not ballooning and not spinning like crazy. I want some zip to it, obviously, but I don't want it to suck back off the green, right? Because I've had that so many times, especially when the greens are soft. And ever since, I actually enjoy hitting such golf shots. Because it's actually so much fun.
Yeah. Well, and that's 80 on the number, and spin-wise,
So sick.
9100 spin.
9100?
Yep.
That's perfect.
So
Really good.
we talked about how we can create a golf ball for speeds like Martin that doesn't rip back, like it's bombed off the tee, but then he started hitting wedges, and he's talking about how the spin's perfect for him. The one part of that I want to talk about is, because there's people at home that might hit this golf ball because of the compression.
Yep.
It's going to have a different sound, maybe a different feel.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell me about like why compression, you get that little bit harder sound, but then again, we're talking about around the greens where he's still spinning it. So like, how can you have a ball that is firmer feeling, sounds a little bit harder, but then around the greens still maintains that spin?
The construction of Triple Diamond is, derived from a firmer compression, right? It's just slightly firmer than our Chrome Tour X by about a point or two, but what it's also getting is, the higher spin is coming from the softer urethane on the outside. So when you look at that ball, we still have to make sure that the profile for the wedges and the irons and the driver are still hitting that lower mid spin kind of target. But, when we put that cover on it, it's actually a soft urethane, and people inherently think, oh, soft, it's not necessarily like a high spin, but when it's engaging the Tour Fast mantle, it's pulling that material down under torsion, and that's what's allowing it to get a lot of greenside spin. So like, even though it might sound a little bit firmer, it's not necessarily sacrificing any kind of spin. So it's kind of this really unique space that we're in that also, again, is super high performance in ball speed, but also still really good in greenside spin.
Did you notice any of that when you first tested it? When you're like around the greens?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, I can play it like a Chrome Tour, basically, right? It's just as nippy. I have all the shots that I can hit around the greens with this golf ball. And my first impression of the sound was like, it's just really crisp, right? That's what it is. It's really nice. And yeah, I can't think of a shot around the greens that I cannot hit with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important for the people at home. When you test Chrome Tour Triple Diamond golf ball, you might hear a little bit higher pitch sound at impact, it's chipping, even putting, for example. But when you're chipping with it, pay attention to what the ball's actually doing. Don't let the sound kind of trick you, because I've had some people say they're like, it feels harder, but when I look up, the ball's down here and it's ripping. So like feel and sound are kind of funny. I would say when you're testing, just don't let that sound, like when you hear a little bit firmer hit, make sure you're still watching to see what the golf ball does, because that's
it's very important,
determining factor.
Literally to what you're saying is like, a lot of people assume a higher pitch sound is going to be low spin, higher, initial launch, but a lot of times when we're testing, we see a lot of people, they hit it and they kind of react and they're like, oh, like that came out much lower than I thought. And that's always been a really big feedback piece for us when we're developing this golf ball, was that, hey, this is also still coming out in a similar window to Chrome Tour, and even close to Chrome Tour X. And so again, that's more of a direct correlation of, hey, that's spin. So like, more spin, the lower it's gonna come out, off the wedge. And that's what you're gonna see.
All right, we had some fun learning that this golf ball can be pushed to extreme limits in speed. Martin talking about 220, 230 ball speed these days. God, that's crazy to think that that's even possible. But more importantly, it's not a one-trick pony. He showed us some wedge shots where we were right around 9,000. In Martin's case, he talked about before he had speed with other golf balls, but he really struggled with the ball spinning off the greens and just ripping too much. So now he's got a ball that does two great things for him. He's holding greens, hitting bombs. This guy's staying busy designing it, so I'm just here watching.
Now I just got to put it in the hole, right? So we make some birdies this year.
Yeah, that's the other station.